Hey guys, welcome to Waterloo Honda, and today we'll be taking a look at the new 2022 Honda CR-V LX all-wheel drive. Let's get started. Whoa, alright guys, let's take a look at the Honda CR-V. One of Canada's #1 SUVs in terms of space on the interior, in addition to fuel economy in today's market especially. Now, what we're going to start is actually just basically with the key fob. Now, we need to understand this is the base model CR-V, and right on the key fob right here, Honda has actually included an automatic starter for your winter needs. The way we activate it is we're going to make sure the vehicle is locked. Within 3 seconds of pushing the lock button, you're just going to push and hold the automatic starter. Within about 5 to 6 seconds, the vehicle will just automatically turn on. It'll stay turned on for quite a little bit, and then if you don't go to the vehicle, it will automatically shut off. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to come around to the front corner here, take a look at the beautiful 17-inch alloy rims included in the base model. Now, the CR-V LX does come in 2 different trims, if you want to call them. One trim will be an all-wheel drive version. The other trim will be a front-wheel drive. So today we're actually going to be looking at the all-wheel drive CR-V. Now, from that point, we're just going to get right into it and open the trunk to show you guys what's going on in the back. Now, obviously we can see here that it is a full tailgate up here. Now, the actual CR-V will have a dual bottom in the back here. So one single layer here, and then if you need a little bit of extra height, you can actually drop the actual bottom and give you that extra height in case you're going traveling, camping, you're going overseas, and you need that little bit of extra height for luggage. Now, in addition to that, we'll take a look under here. Full size spare in the for the vehicle. It will come on the front wheel and the all-wheel drive version of the vehicle. Just in case you do need to change your tire on the road, you will not be messing up your alignment, just for you to get to the dealership. And of course, we have all of our tools right there for the funnels and for the lift kit as well, to actually help out with the tire swaps. Now, in addition to the back bottom here, this is an SUV, a sports utility vehicle. Now, what Honda has done very well is adding the utility concept of the SUV into the vehicle. The very first thing you can see on the back here is actually single lever actions to completely drop the seats on both sides, right there. You will also be getting a utility trunk light right here for in case you do need to open the trunk, and then a little bit of cargo space at the back here in addition to the 4 latches to keep anything down in the trunk. Right after that, we're actually going to be coming right back to this side of the vehicle, right back here, and we're going to be going over a little bit of the fuel that this vehicle is known for. Number 1, capless fuel exhaust. It prevents essentially fuel from escaping, and when it gets into the vehicle, the particles, they will not pollute the actual earth, and then it's also harder for anyone to get into your fuel to actually take fuel from you. It is a locking mechanism, so one single click will actually lock it up just like that. Now, coming up here, we can actually see the fuel consumption for the SUV, the CR-V in specific. If you want to take a look at the paper right there, we can see that it is about a 7.4 on the highway and about an 8.7 in the city, giving you combined 8.1 miles per every 100. Very, very good on fuel savings, especially if you're using the eco mode in your day-to-day driving. Now, coming to the back seat here. We can see that most SUVs or most vehicles will open up about 75 degrees. The beauty with the SUV is the doors actually have about an 85-degree open ratio. So it essentially allows you to enter the vehicle much smoother, and in addition, get out of the vehicle much easier as well. If I lift the seat up here like that, we can actually see that for me, I'm actually about 5'10", pretty wide shoulders. I can actually sit into the vehicle with no problem at all and get back out with ease. Now, if you have little children or kids, obviously them getting in and out is going to be even easier. And then if we actually take a look right back here on the seat actually folds down about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches, giving you that much extra space for car seats in the back seat. All right, guys, and now a fun little trick actually with the CR-Vs while we're kind of at this point. Let's say you're going to the zoo with the family and it's a very hot summer day and you want to get to the vehicle, but you want it to kind of cool off right before you get there. It's a fun little trick with the actual key remote. If you take the device and you actually double click and hold the unlock button on the vehicle, it'll actually roll down all 4 of your windows on the SUV, on the CR-V. Now, that is just for letting the vehicle air out in the middle of the summers. It just makes it very efficient and very easy for when you are walking over your vehicle. And it's as easy to roll up as either getting in the vehicle and manually rolling up the windows, or you could put the key in there and access the locking device by going to the right like that, and then all the windows will roll up automatically if you don't want to go into the vehicle. Now, the very next step, the next thing we're going to be looking at is actually what makes the vehicle do the things it does right before we go on the test drive. Now, in the CR-V, right underneath the hood, and let me just pop it for you guys to actually be able to see, we'll be getting a 1.5 turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. The CR-V is a CVT transmission, and it'll actually be coming, and it'll have about 190 horsepower to get you through your day-to-day activities. What we're going to look at under here is essentially Honda's design and how they decide to make it. As we can see, there is a lot of space for the vehicle to be worked on in case anybody does need to go into the hood. And in addition, what we can see is the small little details that Honda actually puts into their vehicles. So there aren't colored notches on the vehicle, and those colored notches are actually individually looked at by technicians prior to the vehicle leaving the factory. Honda really does care about the quality in their vehicles, and we can really see it in the 22 Honda CR-V. Now, one more thing we're going to touch on. I know safety is a huge component in every single vehicle. Obviously, with the way the world's going, vehicles are getting a little faster, and everybody wants to know how safe they're going to be in their vehicle. Well, I'm happy to say that every single Honda vehicle, new generation, will be coming with our ACE body structure. What that really does to the vehicle is embodies the interior of the vehicle with a double reinforced steel beams cutting throughout the doors, the front of the vehicle, going to the back, and on the sides. And actually, if you want to come by right here, you might be able to see it kind of right down there along the body, right up here. That metal steel beams are going to go through the whole vehicle, coming up here, rolling up through the door panels, and it actually is here. So if you take a listen, if you want to come closer and just listen, up here, normal metal, but right here, all the way through the whole body of the vehicle. Now, in case of an impact, this will actually prevent anything from budging, faltering, or moving. The vehicle will essentially keep anyone on the interior absolutely safe. The vehicle might get damaged, but at the end of the day, vehicles can be replaced. You guys cannot. All right, guys, I think it's time we go on a test drive. Welcome to the interior of the new 2022 Honda CR-V LX all-wheel drive. Obviously, the first thing you can see when we get into the vehicle is a very large cluster for the entertainment system. The first thing you're going to notice is the red push to start. So it is all a keyless entry with walk-away door lock and walk-up door open, which essentially means as you touch the doors will open and the doors will lock as you walk away with the keys in your pocket. And again, it is a very simple just push to turn the vehicle off, and just as easy as push to turn the vehicle on. Now, coming to the entertainment aspect of the vehicle and kind of everything going on right here. If we go home here, the vehicle is fully compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. All you will need is a USB connection at the very bottom here. And regardless of whether you have an Apple phone or an Android, your vehicle will connect, enabling you to have Spotify and all your phone settings on your vehicle, including navigation and maps, completely included with a data plan. Now guys, in addition to the Android Auto Apple CarPlay, let's say you don't have a cord and you just want to connect to the vehicle and listen to some music, it is a fully Bluetooth connection. You just gotta click right here in the settings section. From the settings, we're just gonna enter into phone. And when you're over at phone, you can either go to your Bluetooth device list or check out the phones that you currently have connected on your list. Going back home, if you don't wanna listen to that, you want some good old-fashioned radio, very as simple as clicking the audio button on the screen, and it'll send you over to the music. From there, you can shuffle through whether you want AM, whether you want FM, depending on what kind of source you want to listen to, AM, FM, Bluetooth, whatever is your priority. All right, guys. Now, obviously, you have your basic air conditioning, your heating, your rear and mirror dethawers with your front dethawer right there. Now, something that I will show you that is very unique to the CR-V, and I'm just gonna hop out of the vehicle to show you this real quick because it is on this side of the vehicle. If you notice right over here, there is gonna be about 4 buttons. 3 of the buttons for the second, we're just gonna kind of put on the side, but we're gonna look at the top one right here. Now, we all have had a very crazy winter this winter where everything got frozen. What this right here will do is actually a de-icer for your wiper blades. So once that is initiated and you see the little light glowing there, there's a strip right underneath the wiper blades on the outside of the vehicle on the glass right underneath, similar to how the rear dethaws, that'll actually dethaw your wiper blades from actually sticking to your glass. So if you auto set your vehicle in the mornings, and if that is enabled, you should have no issues with your wiper blades coming off. You may be asking yourselves, what do these other 3 buttons on the side of the vehicle here mean? Well, the one in the bottom right is your traction control. You can monitor that whether you want it on or off. And then the other two buttons here are actually Honda sensing technology, Honda safety features. So in addition to the ACE body structure that we talked about earlier, the one right here is your lane departure mitigation. What that'll essentially do is it'll keep an eye on whether you're going over the lines when you're driving on the roads, and it'll notify you when you have crossed the line, informing you just to kind of merge back over so you are safe on the roads. The one right underneath, it's our bumper-to-bumper mitigation system. What that will do is essentially it will the vehicle will be able to detect once you come too close to another vehicle when you're on the road, and right on the display here, it will just tell you to brake in bright orange letters. Now, if for some reason you are unaware or unable to brake because something may be happening, you're drinking water, someone unexpectedly braked in front of you, the vehicle will initiate a braking sequence to stop your vehicle from colliding with whatever is in front of you. Now, the two right here are Honda's passive safety features. There are two active safety features that I'm going to touch on briefly, but then once we start the vehicle test drive, we'll actually get a feel for how they work. The lane keep assistance. This is actually going to be monitoring your driving and keeping you centered to the lines on either side of you. Now, the vehicle is stronger than the system itself, so you are more than able to kind of override the system even if it is on in case of an emergency. And then adaptive cruise control. Honda's version is the fully adaptive aspect of it. So you can set, reset, increase speed, or anything you want. And then essentially you can adjust the distance you're going to be keeping from the vehicle in front of you with this little button on the right hand side. All those bars there represent the distance you will keep behind, and it'll actually all be displayed on the front display for you, which I will show you once we actually begin the test drive. And I guess now we have nothing else to do except go on a test drive and show you what's going on when the vehicle's in drive. Oh, right. We cannot forget to turn on our heated seats to help out with these Canadian winters. Now, putting it into drive gear, we can also see that from drive, if we gear shift one down, you're going to go into sports mode for faster acceleration and faster movements. And then if you gear shift one more down, we do have our low gear, which is going to be for hills and a little bit of a tougher situations. Now, if we do look on the gear shift as well, prior to the test drive, we can see 4 buttons. First one is going to be your parking brake, as simple as up to initiate, down to deselect. Right here, we have a brake hold. Now, the brake hold is a very, very cool design. So what it does is we can see that I am in drive right now, right there. And what the vehicle is going to do when brake hold is activated, if I click it here, we can see on my display that it has initiated brake hold. Now, what that is going to do is if I lift my foot off the brake, it will hold my brake and the car will not move until I choose to initiate the gas, and then the car will start moving. And once again, I initiate the brake, it'll hold, and I'm still in drive. Great for those drive-throughs, long trips to Toronto, anytime you got to stop and go, and you just want to take a little bit of a break. On this side of the gear shift, we have our engine idle. This, when it's enabled, will essentially turn your engine off at a stop, at a light when you are stopped for an extended period of time, and it'll save you gas in the long run. Saving you gas is what Econ mode down here is all about. Now that we've kind of covered what's going on down here, why don't we start the test drive? Now, as we can see, the vehicle is fairly quiet. It does have essentially a noise deflector underneath the hood to prevent any serious noise from getting to the cabin or actually getting outside the vehicle. And as we're driving, we can see that it is a fairly higher vehicle than most other vehicles. And the big thing that we will be isolating along the test drive is mainly going to be the sound, the comfort, which I wish you guys could experience how comfortable these seats are, and the safety features. Mainly is going to be the lane keep assistance and the bumper-to-bumper mitigation. So where we're going to be testing these safety features is actually on the highway, just because we have the most road space there and we actually just have the best line to show you guys what the lane keep assistance will do. So as we're coming onto the highway, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to hit the main button right here. The main button will initiate the background sequence for the lane keep assistance and the bumper to bumper. So as you can see in the top right corner, right next to my speed, we can actually see the LKAS and the ACC. Now, if I initiate the lane keep assistance, you can see those 2 lines are going to appear. And once those lines go solid white, just like that, now the vehicle is monitoring the roads and watching the lanes, and it's actually helping me drive in the center of the lanes. So We can even see that as we take this bend, I am holding the steering wheel, but the vehicle is taking the turn slightly and helping me monitor what the center of the road should be like. Now, the vehicle does not drive for you. You still must keep your hands on the steering wheel, safety before anything. Now, the next component is gonna be the adaptive cruise control. We can actually see here that if I hit set, my cruise control is going. My feet are off the actual pedals. As you can see, they're being lifted. But now, if I were to merge in front of this vehicle up here, my vehicle went from my 85, and now I'm actually set at 86, but I'm going about 85 because of the vehicle in front of me. The adaptive cruise control will actually monitor and track the distance of the vehicle in front of you and adjust your speed so you don't collide with them. It'll slow down and speed up with the flow of traffic, keeping you and everyone in the vehicle as safe as can possibly be. Now we're just gonna do a quick wrap up of what the safety features do consist of. 2 passive settings, which is on the left-hand side. One to kind of tell you when you're going over the lines, and the other to help mitigate the distance in front of someone. In case of a collision, the vehicle does brake. The other 2 settings are our active settings. As we can see, the lane keep assistance helping keep us centered in the lines, and the bumper to bumper mitigation for the adaptive cruise control helps out when you're driving cruise control, and in case anyone does brake in front of you, they all come together to keep you centered in the middle of the drive, as far back from the person in front of you as you can be, safe and sound at all times. Guys, thank you so much for taking some time and allowing me to share all the amazing features that do come with the new 2022 Honda CR-V LX all-wheel drive. I wish I had a little bit more time since there are so many more features to share about this vehicle and to talk about. That all being said, you guys are more than welcome to come down to Waterloo Honda and join me for a test drive. My name is Damir, and hopefully we'll see you soon.